Welcome to Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast for dreamers, doers, and everyday people making it happen. Whether you're building a business, a mindset, or a better version of yourself, this is your space to stay grounded, get inspired, and keep growing no matter how full your calendar gets. So if you're chasing your dreams and figuring it out as you go, this is your space to stay motivated and keep building. So tune in every week for new episodes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Booked, Busy, and Building. Today we are talking all about the habits that have genuinely reshaped my 20s and have made me a way more disciplined, grounded, and productive woman overall. Discipline is not about being perfect or trying to get it right the first time. It is about building these small systems that make your life feel a lot lighter, clearer, and overall just way more aligned with the version of yourself it is that you are becoming. Because these habits, it did not happen overnight. It is things that were literally compounded over time that eventually became these really massive results, because it genuinely took me so long to get to this point where I can actually try things. I can see what works, I can see what doesn't. And so in today's episode, I want to break down the exact habits that have helped me elevate my routines, my mindset, and just ultimately my entire lifestyle. And I could go on about these things for forever, but I am just going to break it down into these 5 tips. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is working outside of the house at least one time a week. Now for me, I do everything inside the house, my contractor jobs, my remote stuff, social media, like all those kinds of things. I can literally do it from anywhere. And luckily I am able to be home and do all those kinds of things, but that does not mean that it is always a good thing, because there are sometimes I have those days where I get the craving. I'm like, I want to go to New York. I wish that I had somewhere to go to, but at the same time, it definitely is a really big benefit to be home, saving money, all those kinds of things. However, I have noticed that when I work outside of the house at least even one time a week, it has really boosted my productivity. It really boosts my mental health as well. And it just gets me to go somewhere, even if it's just for a few hours. So every single week, my sister actually has a day off, and we take that day together to go get breakfast. If it's our book club day, we'll talk a little bit about book club as well. But we will typically go to a coffee shop or the library, and we will just do a bunch of work together all day for the next few hours. And it's really fun because, again, like, you're physically leaving the environment that you are the most comfortable with, which is your house. And obviously when you are home all the time, there's going to be distractions. There's going to be things that are going to come up. You're going to want to go down and get a snack, all of these kinds of things. So when you physically leave the environment, it's literally giving you the chance to get these new ideas and really just get a lot more productive with what it is that you're doing. Because again, when you're home, you're comfortable. Sometimes you don't really want to do as much work, and your brain kind of recognizes this new place. Because again, sometimes when you're home, your brain can kind of switch that off and you get more tempted. You obviously want to lay down, you want to multitask, you want to do all of these things. But I really noticed that when I leave the house, even at least one time a week, I can genuinely get so much done. And that doesn't mean that when I'm home I don't get a lot done, but working outside the house, going to a new environment, it, like I said, boosts that productivity, boosts your focus. And sometimes having these more structured, buttoned up environments can also help you move with better intention, because when you're in these more structured environments, it also really helps with what it is that you are doing. You're being around others. It may make you want to work with more effort. You're going to be working longer without any interrupted blocks. And it also just creates this really nice consistency where you feel really put together and motivated when you are in this new space. Like, I personally love the library and I love a coffee shop. Obviously, sometimes a coffee shop can get a little bit noisy, but specifically, I love the library because it's just that environment where, like, there's books around you, there's people around you reading, and you just genuinely feel like, okay, I am here to get work done. I'm here to literally lock in, and it is just the best feeling. So I really recommend, if you work from home, or even if you don't, like, try going on the weekend and go somewhere new. Bring your computer or bring your iPad or even bring a book and just read and get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, because obviously it's so easy to be home and find other things to do on the weekend. But I really challenge you, like, after this episode, to try a new place to work at, or just try something new throughout the week and see just how much it can really boost what it is that you are doing. It can boost your focus and even boost your productivity. Tip number 2 is dressing up even with nowhere to go. So this is another discipline tip that has really, really, really helped me. I have made it a habit ever since I was little to always have my outfit out the night before, and I definitely thank my mom for this habit, because when I was in middle school and elementary school and high school, I had a uniform, and every single day I had to pick out what it was that I was going to wear, and it was not like a cute uniform. It was really boring and basic for school. And every night my mom would be like, okay, what are you guys going to wear tomorrow? Do you have gym? And so every single day, basically my entire life, I was like, I take out my uniform, this is what I'm going to wear tomorrow. And that is a habit that I have built and continued throughout my life. Even now up until 23, I am like, I have to take out my outfit the night before, even if it is literally just sweatpants and a hoodie and I know I'm going to be home. I will just take it out and I'm like, okay, I already have my outfit, I know what I'm going to wear, I don't have to think about it tomorrow. Or if I'm going to actually get dressed up and wear jeans or a top or a sweater or whatever, I am still going to take it out regardless. But it has just really boosted that when you look good, you feel good. And when you just treat the day as like, I'm going to be home, or I don't really need to get dressed up, you kind of already have that low energy mindset, versus being a lot more intentional with what you're doing, what you're wearing, feeling a lot more confident and showing up for yourself even when nobody is watching. That is one of the things that I love about specifically putting on something even if I have nowhere to go, because I'm literally taking care of myself and I'm showing up for myself even though I'm not going to an office, I'm not going to any meetings, I'm not going to any appointments or events. I'm literally just going to be home, but it's I'm still giving myself a little bit of love in that way. And also I just really, really feel like I get so much more done when I am a lot more put together. I feel more excited and motivated and ready to take on the day. There's definitely a bunch of studies on that online, which I haven't had the time to read up on all of them, but it is really true that getting ready, doing your hair, even putting on a little bit of makeup can really, really, really help. And you're also just a lot more ready for whatever the day brings. There have been times where I've gotten ready and then something random ends up happening that I have to go to, and I'm like, you know what? I'm already dressed, I'm already ready. So it's actually a good thing that I already have my outfit out. But this has really helped with discipline, because it's just become an automatic habit for me, making my bed. I wake up and I instantly do it. Right before I go to bed, I instantly think, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Literally right after recording this, I'm going to shower and then I'm going to take out my outfit for tomorrow, whether it's jeans or a sweater or whatever it is. But it's you are getting ready for the day and you're showing up for yourself in that little way. And it is just setting a standard for your everyday life. You're acting in alignment with your future self. And I know that probably sounds silly, but it's true. You are literally showing up and being there for yourself. You're setting up this standard of, I get dressed up, I get ready for the day, even if I don't have anything that is going on physically, I am still doing this for me. Number 3 is audiobooks over music. So this is something that I am such an advocate for, which is audiobooks. And I know a lot of people are kind of back and forth. Is audiobooks really reading? Is it not? You can think whatever it is that you want, but regardless, you are learning something and you are gaining new ideas without even really trying. I started an audiobook today and it was so nice to just listen to something while I am doing work, because obviously if I'm at my computer and I'm working and I'm writing emails, I can't physically open up a book, but having something on in the background that I'm actually actively listening to while I'm doing something else makes me feel okay, I'm not just listening to music and I don't just have a random YouTube video on. I am actually listening to something with substance, no matter what kind of book it is. You're feeding your mind and you're replacing kind of that random noise instead with knowledge, and you're literally actively learning. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a fantasy or a romance. It can literally be a self-development book. It can be a book about growth. It can literally be a book about anything it is that you want. But I personally just love an audiobook. And even while I'm cooking, while I'm driving, while I am on a walk, while I'm at the gym, I really, really love an audiobook. And it almost becomes something that you do on autopilot. And instead of putting on music or something else, again, that is just noise, you are literally actively learning. I end up realizing that by listening to it while I'm doing something else, I end up remembering so many different things. Like when I would go on my morning walks, I would listen to podcast episodes like How I Built This, the Mel Robbins podcast, Emma Grade's podcast, all of these different podcasts. And I would listen to things that would really, really like get me excited for the day. And it would really boost my mood. And so when I would listen to this kind of content, I'm absorbing these habits and these little pockets of knowledge from successful people, from people that I look up to. I'm hearing these stories that are literally like giving me these positive reinforcements and these positive realignments of like, if these people can do it, then so can I. Having an audiobook over music is just really, really great because again, like you're learning and you should always be a student of life. You should always want to learn. And this is a habit that has really, really benefited me in my 20s. Switch out the music, close it out, and try listening to some kind of audiobook or a podcast instead. And you will be really surprised just how much you're going to love it. Tip number 4 is becoming a 5 a.m. girly. So this has really, really, really boosted my discipline because I used to never be a morning person. I used to hate waking up early. And then I realized like when you wake up early, you genuinely get such a head start on the world. You get a head start on your entire day way before everybody else. You're waking up before the distractions come, before the emails, the texts, the Slack notifications, the Teams messages. Like you genuinely just feel so much mentally better, so much physically better, emotionally. Like you are not behind and your mornings really become this ritual. Like you become so much more at peace. It's not chaotic. You're not waking up 10 minutes before you have to run out of the house and you're getting these extra hours for yourself. And when I got older, I really started to realize like there is so much beauty in a morning routine and especially waking up early. And over the summer, I read The 5 a.m. Club and I definitely give that book full credit towards me starting to wake up at 5 because last summer I was waking up at around 6:30, and to me that was already good in my book because I would not be the girl that would wake up before 7, even 8 o'clock on the weekends or even in general. Like I loved to sleep in, but that's also because I was going to sleep really late. So when I started to build this routine, I was like, okay, wait, my morning routine really thrives off of my night routine because I can wake up at 5 in the morning, but it depends on how late I went to sleep the night before. So if I went to sleep after 11 or like close to midnight, I'm not going to want to wake up at 5. And I've noticed that about myself, which means I have to be in bed by like 8:30, 9. I have to be showered, journaling, reading, or doing something that is just going to get me way more in the mood to want to go to sleep. But like I said, it starts with your night routine. That is what is going to help you in the morning. So when you consistently wake up, when you have this routine and you're constantly doing it, you're building that discipline, you're relying less on motivation, and now you have this structure for your day. And like I said, you start sleeping earlier and you become way more accountable with yourself, and you're like, no, like I'm not going to scroll, I'm not going to go on TikTok, I'm not going to go on YouTube, like I'm going to read, I'm going to do something that is going to get me in the mood to be a little bit more sleepy, and it's really going to just wind me down. And then when you wake up earlier as well, it really just boosts your productivity for the rest of the day. You are probably going to finish those really big tasks a lot earlier or a lot faster. You're going to feel so accomplished way before 12 o'clock even hits. Like there have been so many days where I have just woken up really early. Like for example, on Friday, I woke up at around 5:20ish, went to the gym, came back, showered, got ready, put on a full outfit, went to Costco, came back, got ready at my computer, did an everything shower, blow dried my hair, like even did my nails. I literally had like the craziest, most productive morning, but it's because again, I woke up early and I was like, I am a woman on a mission. This is what it is that I'm going to do. And you make better decisions for yourself because you are way less stressed. But this just sets the tone overall for a very disciplined lifestyle when you start waking up early. So highly recommend you try it. It will definitely change your life and it's going to take time, but it is so worth it. And it is a habit that I recommend to everybody. Tip number 5 is saying yes to things even when I don't want to. So this is a habit that has definitely made me a stronger, more out there kind of individual because I am someone that, again, I love to be home. I'm very introverted. I don't really like to go to things like events and all those kinds of stuff unless I really feel like, okay, this is a good opportunity for me to go and network and get people to know me. But when you start breaking these comfort zone habits, you are going to stop with this default of like, I'm going to be home. You're going to start to embrace discomfort in healthy ways because that is the thing, is being uncomfortable is not something that people obviously want to feel. But when you do it in a healthy way, where like you're getting out there and you're talking to people and you're networking or you're meeting or you're just getting to know people in general, even making friends, like it really, really helps. And you're expanding your social circles, your professional circles, and you're really like building these relationships with people and companies and things, and you're literally just getting yourself out there. And when you meet people, you never know what opportunities they may create for you as well. Because for me, for example, as a content creator, I get invited to a lot of influencer events. Last week I had an event with Apple. I went to the LinkedIn office. I've been invited to the Amiga office. Like I've been to so many fun events. Even Caudalie 2 weeks ago had a little like wine event, and it was really fun. And it's like I get to meet the people that work at these companies. I get to talk to them, meet them in person, talk about what's going on. And then by them seeing me face to face, they will remember me, hopefully, and then want to invite me to new things that are happening in the future. But it's like, that is literally me creating opportunities for myself by meeting people at these different kinds of things. And even if you don't get invited to events like that, it does not mean that you still can't find opportunities. Like I see free events happening all of the time in New York, in New Jersey, different clubs, book clubs, running clubs. Like there's so many things that are going on. It's just about putting yourself out there and actually making the time to go out and do the thing. So stop fearing this unpredictability, stop fearing what could go wrong, and instead like say yes to things even when you don't really feel like it, and see like, how can I learn in this new environment? What new opportunities can I create for myself? Try to create new stories, new memories, new experiences for yourself, because one yes and one event or one person that you meet can literally lead to a bunch of different doors opening that you probably didn't even know existed. Lastly is tip number 6 is making monthly goals. This has been really big on making me way more disciplined, because when you make goals for yourself just in general, you are giving yourself structure and clarity. Like you know what you're working towards, you know what it is that you are doing, and you are breaking out the big things of what it is that you want to accomplish into more doable things. So for example, if I really want to hit 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to make monthly goals for myself to be like, this is how many videos I need to create a month. This is how many videos I need to do a week. These are the days that I should be filming and editing. This is my content calendar. Like I'm literally breaking down like the structure and the steps that are helping me get towards that 15,000 subscriber mark, because it starts with the little things you do every single day. And monthly goals, like keeping yourself accountable like this, also helps you stay a lot more consistent with whatever it is that you want to do. So it doesn't just have to be social media. It can even be working out. If you want to feel or look a certain way, think like, okay, how many times throughout the week do I need to be going to the gym? What workouts should I be doing? What should I be eating, etc.? Like break down the big thing into smaller, more bite-sized tasks, and it is going to be so much easier for you to accomplish. And you're not going to feel like you're just winging every single day, because that's the thing, is when I don't have structure for my day, I don't know what it is that I got done. Like every single day, I break down my day into 3 different sections. I have morning, afternoon, and evening, and I literally break down every section hour by hour. I'm like, okay, from 5 to 7, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to the gym, come back and shower. Between 7 and 9, I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to get at my computer. I'm going to start looking at my Slack messages, at my emails. From 9 to 11, I'm going to do this. And I literally like break down my day by these different hours packaged together. And I'm like, this is what I have to get done. This is what I have to do. And it makes me a lot more accountable. And I'm able to see at the end of the day everything it is that I accomplished. And then by the end of the day, if there's certain things I didn't get done, I literally just move it into the next day. And then by the end of the week, I've accomplished all of these things, and I can look back and see like, wow, look at all these different tasks I did. I really hit the mark on XYZ, and now I just keep going. I keep that momentum up, and it helps me reach my goals a lot faster. So build this momentum, adjust like what is working and what isn't, and you're going to rely less on motivation, because you're like, this is what I have to do every single day. I show up and I am this person, and you are literally seeing like, I am accomplishing this. I got to work a little bit more on that. And then you stack these small wins. It's going to compound. It's going to become these bigger results in the end. But literally like make monthly goals for yourself. I talk about this all the time on my TikTok, and it has been so helpful for me, because I'm literally able to look at everything in a bigger scope and then see my daily habits, and I see what I do every single day, and I'm like, I'm getting closer to my dreams and my goals. But it starts small, and it starts in those baby steps. Thanks for tuning in to Booked, Busy, and Building, where we keep it real, stay growing, and are always showing up for ourselves. Remember that you're not behind, you're in the middle of becoming, so keep building what matters, and the life you want is already yours. And until next time, stay booked, stay busy, and keep building.